When 5 masked men stormed into the city's most luxurious restaurant, no one dared to move. They weren't there for money. They were there for him. The billionaire CEO everyone envied. But just when the situation turned deadly, a quiet waitress, ignored, underestimated, invisible, did something no one saw coming. By the end of the night, she wouldn't just save a man's life. She'd change his heart, his fate, and his future forever. So before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, because this story will remind you that true strength sometimes wears an apron instead of armor. The rain came down in heavy sheets, painting the glass walls of Le Rave, the city's most expensive restaurant, in streaks of silver. Inside, chandeliers glowed softly, reflecting off crystal glasses and gold-plated cutlery. Every seat was filled with power: politicians, celebrities, investors. But all eyes were quietly drawn to the man at the corner table. Daniel Royce, the billionaire CEO of Royce Innovations. At just 38, Daniel was everything the tabloids said: brilliant, ruthless, and untouchable. His suit alone cost more than most people's monthly salary, and the way he sat, calm, confident, commanding, made even the waiters nervous to approach. To him, the world was a chessboard. Everyone else, just pawns. At least that's what Maya thought when she saw him for the first time. Maya had been a waitress at Le Rêve for 3 years. She was small, quiet, and always kept to herself. Most guests never even remembered her name. But tonight, as she carried a tray past Daniel's table, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The air felt thick, tense, like a storm inside the walls. Daniel was speaking on his phone, his voice low but sharp. "I said the deal goes through tomorrow, not next week. Tell them if they can't handle it, I'll find someone who can." He ended the call, rubbed his temples, and sighed. For the first time, Maya noticed how tired he looked. Not rich, not powerful, not just human. Then the doors slammed open. 5 men in black rushed in, faces covered, shouting for everyone to stay down. The music stopped. Glass shattered as one of them fired a warning shot into the ceiling. Panic spread like wildfire. Guests screamed and ducked under tables. Maya froze. Her heart thundered in her chest. But what made her blood run cold was the way the men moved. Coordinated, deliberate, trained. This wasn't a robbery. Their leader barked, "Where's Daniel Royce?" Daniel rose slowly, his jaw tight. "I'm right here," the leader grinned. "Good. You ruined the wrong man's life, Royce." He motioned to the others. "Teach him what it feels like to lose everything." The men advanced. Daniel backed up, his hands raised. The room was chaos. People crying, ducking, whispering prayers. But Maya didn't move. Her eyes were on the attackers, scanning their stances, their hands, their spacing. Something inside her shifted. For the first time in years, her muscles remembered. Her breathing slowed. Her instincts, the ones she'd buried long ago, came alive again. One of the men shoved a gun against Daniel's chest. "You think money makes you untouchable?" He sneered. "Please!" Daniel started, but the man struck him hard across the face. Blood splattered on the white tablecloth. And that was the last straw. Maya dropped her tray. It hit the floor with a crash that silenced the room. The men turned to her, and before anyone could blink, she moved, a flash of motion, fast, precise, controlled. She twisted the gunman's wrist, disarmed him, and drove an elbow into his ribs. He hit the ground, gasping for air. Another lunged forward, swinging. She ducked low, swept his legs out, then used his own weight to slam him into the table. Chairs flew. Glass shattered. The guests stared, wide-eyed. Daniel could barely believe what he was seeing. The quiet waitress, the one who'd just served him water minutes ago, was fighting off trained attackers like a professional soldier. The leader roared, "Get her!" 2 more rushed her. Maya grabbed a broken chair leg, deflected a blow, and landed a strike to the jaw so sharp it echoed through the restaurant. One man fell unconscious. The other drew a knife, slashing wildly. She sidestepped, caught his arm, twisted, and with a sharp movement, disarmed him too. The knife clattered to the floor. Daniel stumbled back, stunned. Who are you?" "Later," she said, not breaking eye contact with the last man standing. The leader. He smirked, circling her. "You got skill, Waitress, but you just made a big mistake." Maya's voice was steady. "So did you. You came after the wrong person," he charged. She dodged, their fight fast and brutal. Tables toppled. The man was strong, but she was faster. One misstep, and she landed a precise strike to his throat. He collapsed, choking. Silence. All 5 men were on the ground, groaning, disarmed. The guests peeked up from under tables, trembling. Maya exhaled, steadying herself. Her hands shook slightly, the adrenaline finally hitting. She turned to Daniel, who was still bleeding from his lip, his eyes wide with disbelief. "Are you hurt?" she asked softly. He shook his head. "No, you just took down 5 armed men." "I've had worse nights," she said, forcing a small, tired smile. Sirens wailed in the distance. The manager rushed over, panicking, shouting something about calling security. Maya knelt to tie the leader's hands with a napkin, her movements calm, efficient. Daniel knelt beside her. "You knew how to fight like that?" "Who are you really?" Maya hesitated. Her eyes darkened for a moment. "Let's just say, this isn't my first time cleaning up someone else's mess." The police burst in moments later. Officers swarmed the restaurant, cuffing the men, taking statements. Daniel stayed near Maya the whole time, watching her. There was something in her, strength, sadness, and something she was clearly running from. As the last officer left, the manager thanked Maya shakily. "You saved everyone here." Maya just nodded. "Just doing my job." But as she turned to leave, Daniel stepped in front of her. "I don't believe that," he said quietly. "You're no ordinary waitress." She looked at him for a long second, her eyes soft but guarded. "Neither are you the man people say you are." And with that, she walked away into the rain. Daniel watched her go, his heart pounding. Not from fear this time, but from something else entirely. He didn't know it yet, but that quiet waitress would soon turn his entire world upside down. To be continued. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you want to. See how Maya's secret past collides with Daniel's dangerous future in Chapter 2. It's going to leave you speechless. The next morning, Daniel couldn't stop thinking about her, the waitress who moved like a shadow and disappeared like one too. He had her name from the employee list, Maya Ellis, age 27. But the more he searched, the stranger it got. No social media, no address history, nothing before 5 years ago. It was as if she'd appeared out of thin air. Determined, Daniel found her that evening at a small diner outside the city, quietly refilling coffee for truckers. When she saw him, her eyes widened, then softened. "You shouldn't be here," she said. "I had to thank you," Daniel replied. "You saved my life. I just want to know why." Maya sighed, setting the pot down. "I wasn't saving you, Mr. Royce. I was stopping men who reminded me of my past." He frowned. "Your past?" She hesitated, then spoke quietly. "I was military. Special operations. Lost my team in an ambush because of a corporate deal your company funded. I walked away from everything until last night." Daniel's breath caught. "My company?" "Yes," she said softly. "But seeing you fight to protect strangers, maybe you've changed. Maybe I needed to see that too." For the first time, Daniel didn't see himself as the cold billionaire everyone feared. He saw himself as a man given a second chance by someone who had every reason to hate him. Outside, the rain began again. Maya smiled faintly. "Looks like the storm never really ends, does it?" Daniel shook his head. "No, but maybe we can face it together." If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful stories of courage, redemption, and second chances.